ferry from Calais docks in Dover up to 25 times a day. Anyone approaching the port area of the French town sees young men, like these, at the motorway exit. Some 1,500 refugees a day try to climb aboard trucks to smuggle themselves into Britain.
In the end, we truck drivers are the ones who get into trouble, especially with customs officials. We have to pay hefty fines if they find one of them. Our loads often get damaged, and the French police take no action at all against the migrants.
The nearer the port, the more refugees appear. Many drivers have observed them using even riskier methods. They open truck doors in broad daylight when the drivers stop briefly in traffic jams. The migrants' desperation is stronger than any fear of injury.
I've tried several times, but without success. Maybe it's God's will. The last time, police sniffer dogs discovered me.
This refugee from Yemen doesn't want to be recognized. Like 700 others, he's waiting near the railway station for one of the hot meals distributed by private charities. 1 meal a day. That's all Calais has to offer. Volunteer Claire Milot says it's the least she can do for people who have already risked their lives crossing the Mediterranean.
The city or the government has to make buildings available where these people can stay, with showers and toilets. It's terrible. I've read that aid organizations can guarantee showers for only 40 people a day. And half the people here won't be able to eat this evening. It won't do.
The seaside resort is in a state of emergency. Since the government in Paris closed the only Red Cross refugee camp here more than 10 years ago, local authorities have been trying to keep the town's image clean. Most recently, the mayor's office threatened to close the port if nothing changes soon.
Calais is not a city of migrants or a war zone. It's been dealing with this problem for 15 years on its own. What's happening in Calais is criticized all over Europe in the same terms as Lampedusa. But nobody in Europe is making any decisions. It's easier to shift the responsibility and tell us what to do. But you should do your part as well.
Britain has now offered to supply better barbed wire security fences for the port. In addition, 15 million euros have been promised to tighten security. The harbour master is even demanding the French army step in. He says the numbers of migrants have never been as high as now, and that Britain, the EU member that so stubbornly rejects freedom of travel within the EU, should be held responsible.
It's their problem. We're not the ones causing the trouble. It's because of Britain that we have all these problems. Britain insists we carry out border controls that cost us a lot of money. At least 200 people work around the clock, and it costs us 15 million euros a year to check all the cars and trucks on their way to England.
Britain already pays for its own border controls in Calais. High-tech equipment is used to detect illegal migrants. Carbon dioxide detectors analyze the air in the hold, and special microphones can detect stowaways' heartbeats. So fewer refugees are getting across the border. But the frustration of those who don't make it is growing, as in this makeshift camp in an industrial estate in the middle of Calais. It's already set to be closed because the town fears fixed accommodation will attract even more refugees. Right now, about 300 people share a few toilets and showers here. Many of them have scabies. The smell of human waste hangs in the air.
You see how the people making food there? They bring some potatoes, some vegetables. They bring from the garbage. Okay. And they're trying to cooking to stay for one day, like to get the daily life.
Abdul is 28. He's fled Sudan. He wants asylum and doesn't care where. Many people here have relatives in Britain, like his friend who's tried 50 times to get across. The police have always had to release him. He hasn't applied for asylum in France, fearing he'd be deported.
He didn't imagine that before. He imagined like, Europe or France, like paradise, like to give you more production. And he said he stay here every day like 2-3 hours because he remind, he has a mind, and maybe he complain himself, maybe he mistakes,
But even if it was a mistake to come here, he'll try again the next day to get across the channel.